when you're down by 14 against Tom Brady, it didn't make any sense. The whole game plan was horrendous. Those coaches really looked like they didn't have a slight idea what they were doing. You're going up against Bill Belichick for the second time. Are you serious? You didn't change anything up? That doesn't make any sense to me. You changed nothing up. I see now what Tim Tebow has been going through. People don't understand. If you see people just look at Tim Tebow's play. No, look at the play calling on the field, and you're going to see what Tim Tebow has been having to work with this whole entire season. And for Rob Parker and Stephen A. Smith, meet me in the alley in New York, and I will fight both of you. Because how dare you question this, and you say this guy is a bust. He's a bust? How can he be a bust? I'm not... What rookie quarterbacks go 8-5, have 5 fourth-quarter comebacks, and win a playoff game versus the Pittsburgh Steelers? And how can you call him a bust? It makes no sense. John Ritchie, all these fools, these analysts, you can't even argue with them. He's proven them wrong the whole year. So that obviously they can't concede and just admit that they were wrong because I guess their egos are too big, which your knowledge of sports to me are in question because you're saying he's a bust. He went 8-5. He won a playoff game. How can he be a bust? It makes no sense. Look at that Pop Warner secondary got torched. No one's talking about that. No one's talking about they gave up 45 points. Tim Tebow had 1 turnover because the line couldn't block for him. But that other 45 points, 6 touchdown record, no one's discussing that. They're discussing Tim Tebow, but you're covering up the bad play calling, the horrible secondary. You're covering up all that. They're talking about one guy. The offensive line wasn't even blocking for him. The game plan didn't change. You're going up against Bill Belichick. He used to beat Peyton Manning on a consistent basis. Peyton Manning's smarter than the whole Broncos coaching staff. And Belichick used to beat him 3 consecutive years in a row to put him out the playoffs. So you're telling me you ain't gonna come up with something new, John Fox? Are you serious? You can't be serious. Go jump off a building. I don't know what to tell you. It's just ridiculous that people are actually questioning this kid. It's just, they say don't hate him personally. You do hate him personally. You do hold something against him because he's 8-5, won a playoff game, and how can you even say he's a bust? He can't throw the ball. Yes, he can throw the ball. He threw the ball the whole year. He threw the ball to win a playoff game last week, the week before they played the Patriots. He threw the ball in the regular season to throw game-winning touchdowns. You have something personal against him. You can say you don't, but you do. Don't just look at Tim Tebow. You wanted to add the running game and the defense and the coaches during the regular season when they were winning, but now when they got blown out 45-10, you don't even want to talk about Tim Tebow. It's inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? You people do nothing but contradict themselves week in and week out. He does something, then they try to put something else against him. They went as far as to say, well, he won 1 playoff game, he won't win the Super Bowl. Whoa, what young quarterbacks goes to win a Super Bowl their second year in the league? Unless you're Big Ben, you have a great defense and a great run game. Tim Tebow doesn't have that. So, back off Tebow. You people are sick, you're pathetic, you had to eat your words this year and you didn't like it. You were wrong, just admit it. Big men can admit when they're wrong. That's my segment on Tim Tebow, people. I don't know if you want to add anything over there.
Next segment. I had nothing to say, man. I had enough Tebow. Tebow going on Dancing with the Stars. I mean, he needs to just sit back.
No, that's allegedly. The chicks that you want to work with Tebow didn't say he was going on. He already turned down NBC. They want him to come on. I'm glad he turned them down. Not that because of NBC. It's just because of those characters on NBC. That's why I'm glad he turned them on CBS or whatever.
Which one was it? NBC, CBS?
I think it was CBS. CBS. It was CBS.
I'll say this. You know what? Tim Tebow, he did a good job this year, man. He did a good job. He showed the naysayers wrong. So props to Tim Tebow. Keep doing what you do. You got to get better in the passing game, though, to really be a contender. But you had a good year. Keep progressing. You have to continue to progress. So let's go ahead and talk about our NFL picks for the week. Let's get into our NFL segment. We do have, we were going to see if we can get H on the line from our Bet on H segment. H, he didn't do as great the last time he was on, but still.
So where's this H individual at for we can go ahead and get his picks for?
Our guy H is not ready. We had our inside guy to help you out with the picks this week. But let's go ahead and talk about what matters this week. What matters? New York. start spreading the news. Hey, let me get that Frank Sinatra drop right here.
You can get the Frank Sinatra drop. Let me get the
New York Giants.
Let me get the Snoop drop. New York, big city of dreams. When we kicking over buildings in New York, it's going down. Sarah Fran, you come in the candlestick, baby. We gonna hurt you, Eli, like we did last time. We gonna hurt you, son. No, you know who I'm picking, and I'll tell you why.
It's some corporate park. It's some corporate bank at Candlestick Park.
I know it is Candlestick Park. That's what I know. When I first fell in love with the San Francisco 49ers when I was 5 years old, it was called Candlestick Park.
I'm in Florida, and I'm a Dolphin fan. I got to stick with the home team, even though Mr. Ross drives me crazy with some of the decisions that the team makes. But I'm a Dolphin fan. I can't switch. I love the home team too much. Got to stick with the home team. Let's go ahead and talk about these picks this week. New York Giants at Candlestick. Who you like in that game, Talent?
I mean, come on, man. You know this is my team. We're going with them Niners. We're going to prove you wrong again. You said we couldn't beat Drew Brees. You didn't believe in Alex Smith. And what did Alex go out there and do? I'm surprised that he did it. Don't get me wrong. He went toe-to-toe with Drew Brees, and he won. But at the same time, I always thought we were going to win the game. I thought we were going to win the game for different reasons, but I thought we were going to win. But, I mean, this week, we already played the Giants. We know exactly who they are. Now, people are saying, oh, well, this team is hotter. It's hot. You know, they got some players back. They got this. They got that. We hit. We don't talk about that nonsense. You guys can go over there and talk. We hit. Pierre Thomas, you can go ask him about that. Ask him to finish that game. Go holler at Pierre. We hit. We knock out tight ends. So we get our hands on Drew Brees. We caused 5 turnovers in the first quarter. And that same Saints team destroyed the New York Giants during the regular season. So what we're going to do with the Giants is this. We're going to bring the pain. We're going to run the football. And Alex is going to light it up. 49ers win 31-17. Going to the Super Bowl.
Get out of here. No
31-17.
No chance.
I just gave you the reasons why. We bring in the pain. We hit. They talk. We hit.
Come on now. I'm going to go with the G-Men.
And you went with the Saints last week.
I'm not going against the Niners just because I want to go against them, but I'm going to keep it. I'm going to be honest with you. I like Eli Manning in this game for these simple reasons. It's a lot of sauce on that field. You got Victor Cruz and you got Akeem Nicks. And Manningham.
Let me ask you a question.
So if you double Nicks, because you got to double Nicks.
We're not doubling nobody. No, we don't.
You have to double Nicks.
We went up against the best. We went up against the best passing offense in the NFL last week,
and they put up 31 points on you.
We fared well for the first
31.
3 quarters of that game. We shut the Saints down. We are not worrying about Eli Manning and the New York Giants because we already shut them down. We already held them to 17 points. Thank you very much. So in that first game, did we double Hakeem Nicks? Did we worry about Victor Cruz? Did we worry about Marlon Manningham? No. We held the 17 points. Yes, we picked Eli off and we beat him up. That's what we're going to do again. We're going to get in there. We're going to beat him up. Hey, give me a Mike Tyson skit on here. You know, I just beat him up. Just get in there and just beat him up. That's what we're going to do to him. We're going to treat him like a little step brother. We're going to get in there. We're going to beat him up. That's what we're going to do. Get out of here, man.
Like I said, the Niners running game is going to be doing the beating up. But I say this. I like what Eli's going to bring to that team in terms of the passing game. You tell you this, all that beat him up, Dante Whitmer, you can beat him up all you want. He's a liability in coverage. And then I'll tell you this, Golston covers a lot of ground. I like Golston. But at the same time, if you
you better like him the Pro Bowler.
If you let what's their running back for the Giants? Bradshaw. You let Bradshaw get off.
Get off what? He ain't gonna get off nothing. People don't run the ball on us, son. Please realize that. We're not worried about the run game. We're just worried about getting there Eli Manning so he can throw 3 interceptions like he did against the Washington Redskins. We get pressure on him.
Hold on. Take that statement back. The beast ran on y'all, and he had 100 yards and a touchdown.
First of all, no one runs on us. And like I said, once again, who had the number 1 run defense? Who had the number 1 run defense? Who had the number 1 run defense in the NFL?
Marshawn Lynch.
Who had the number 1 run defense in the NFL? The San Francisco 49ers. Who had one of the worst run defenses in the NFL? The New York Giants. Enough said.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about the next game. We have the the Baltimore Ravens at the New England Patriots. I'm going to have to go with Tom and the Patriots. Too much Gronkowski, just too much Hernandez to me. Like I said, I don't think the Ravens linebackers are going to be able to cover Walker in the slot. And like I said, their secondary, Pollard is a liability in coverage. He plays good close to the line. Like I said, they're going to be able to take advantage of that Raven secondary, especially in the middle.
What safety isn't a liability in coverage? All safeties are liabilities in coverage, to be honest with you. But this game here, a lot of talking been going on. Ed Reed's comment towards Joe Flacco about he got rattled in the Texans game, which, I understand where Ed Reed was coming from, because if you watch the game, you obviously seen that Joe Flacco wasn't Joe Flacco. You know what I'm saying? He was scared. He was kind of rattled. Do you say it in public? No, you be politically correct. But I'm not a 10-year veteran who made 8 Pro Bowls, so I can't really tell him to be politically correct. This is how he felt, and that's what he told Joe Flacco. If Joe Flacco wants to take offense to it, that's his issue. He can't worry about that. What he needs to worry about is the New England Patriots. Now, who I pick in this game, I'm really torn right now, because I don't believe with a back like Ray Rice, I don't think the New England Patriots defense can play that well against the Baltimore Ravens. I just think that what they did last week against the Broncos was just, Belichick being Belichick and against an inferior coach in John Fox. I think with that, Ray Rice, that's a real running game. I'm going to turn the ball around. I'm going to hand it to my big bruising back, and I'm going to take the Ravens just because of the running game, and I think they'll be able to take time off the field, and you do got Ed Reed and that secondary, and if you could get 1 or 2 picks off Brady, which he's proven he can do, I think they're going to be able to keep him off the field, and they're going to be able to apply pressure to Tom when he's on the field with that, Terrell Suggs, even though I'm not a fan of Ball So Hard University, which is just so ridiculous.
I love Ball So Hard University. Unbelievable.
I'm not a fan of Ball So Hard University.
Ball So Hard. That's somebody from the U should have said that, man.
I think he can get pressure. I think that line could be getting some pressure. They got some good D tackles in there, and with Ray done with the blitz scheme and with the running game and with Ed Reed in the secondary, I think the Ravens are going to win this football game. I just don't think they're going to be able to deal with that running game like they did last week against the Broncos, even though the Broncos had the number 1 rush defense in the league, but for other reasons. But I think when you're coming straight at them, how the Ravens are going to do, like 2 years ago, they didn't fare well against it. They didn't know what to do. It's a new team. You got Gronk Nation. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to go against Gronk Nation. It's a Gronk Nation. I don't want to go against
Gronk Nation, man.
Gronk
That's what you're doing. You're going against Gronk Nation.
I don't want to go against Gronk Nation, but at the same time,
this guy's going against Gronk Nation.
The best way to beat Gronk Nation.
But he says he doesn't want to go against Gronk Nation.
Let me tell you what the best way to beat Gronk Nation is to keep him on the sideline, and that's what I think the Ravens are going to do with Ray Rice. Pound that ball, and when they're on the field, you got to get pressure on Tom Brady. Plain and simple. I'm going with the Ravens, so.
Wow. So you take the Niners and the Ravens, and I'm taking the Giants and I'm going with all offense. I talk about defense winning championships, but like I said, the game has turned into an offensive game. Our ownership has learned that, so they went out and hired Coach Philbin, the offensive coordinator from the Green Bay Packers. What do you think about that hire?
The offense looked great over in Green Bay this year. That's the same guy whose son just was pulled out of the river over in Green Bay. Sorry about that. But the offense looked great in Green Bay. You can't really complain about the offense. Aaron Rodgers looked amazing. Even when Matt Flynn came in, he looked amazing. That's all due to his play calling and his game planning. And you don't know yet because he's never been a head coach. So as far as if you want an upcoming explosive offense, which the owner wanted, this is a great move for them because this is what that guy, that's what he provides. And Miami has weapons, at the receiver position. So as of right now, it looks like a great move. And this is what the guy you wanted. You wanted Jeff Fisher because he brought a little more stability to your offense, to your franchise. But as far as an innovator in offense, he was not that. This guy is. And that's what the owner said he wanted. So publicly. So, I think it's a great idea. You're going into the direction you want to go into.
Spectator sport.
All right. And let's go ahead and talk about some non-NFL related issues. We're running out of time here on the big show.